Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world right now. Today, I want to talk to you about something that most people get completely wrong when it comes to success. We spend so much time reading about habits to adopt, routines to follow, and strategies to implement that we forget one of the most powerful principles in life. Sometimes success is less about what you do and more about what you stop doing. So today, we're going to look at 8 things you must absolutely avoid if you want to build a life of real, lasting success. These are not abstract theories. These are patterns that hold people back every single day, maybe even patterns you recognize in yourself. Let's get into it. 1. Avoiding discomfort. The first thing you need to stop doing is running away from discomfort. Human beings are wired to seek comfort. Our brains are designed to conserve energy and avoid pain. But here's the hard truth. Everything you want is on the other side of discomfort. Every great athlete trained through pain. Every successful entrepreneur went through sleepless nights and moments of deep doubt. Every person who became truly excellent at something had to endure the long, uncomfortable process of being bad at it first. When you avoid discomfort, you are literally programming yourself for mediocrity. The moment something gets hard, difficult, or awkward and you retreat, you are training your mind to give up, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes to quit. Start small. Do one uncomfortable thing every day. Have that difficult conversation. Send that email you've been putting off. Go to the gym when you don't feel like it. Slowly, you'll build the tolerance for discomfort that success demands. 2. Comparing yourself to others. The second thing to avoid is the trap of constant comparison. In the age of social media, this has become one of the most dangerous habits of our generation. Every time you scroll through your phone and see someone else's highlights, their promotion, their vacation, their perfect body, their growing business, and you feel like you're falling behind, you are playing a game you can never win. Why? Because comparison robs you of context. You are comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You don't see their struggles, their failures, their sleepless nights, or the years of work that came before the moment you're looking at. Worse than that, comparison shifts your focus. Instead of running your own race, you start running theirs. And when you do that, you lose sight of your own goals, your own strengths, and your own path. The only comparison that matters is, are you better today than you were yesterday? Use others as inspiration, not as a measuring stick for your worth. 3. Procrastination disguised as preparation. Number 3 is one of the most subtle traps of all. Procrastination dressed up as preparation. This is when you tell yourself, I'm not ready yet. I need to learn more. I need to do more research. I need to wait for the right moment. And so you never start. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There never will be. The conditions will never be exactly right. The fear will never completely disappear. You will never know everything you need to know before you begin. Successful people understand that clarity comes from action, not from waiting. You figure things out by doing, not by endlessly planning. Of course, preparation matters, but there's a point where preparation becomes a sophisticated form of fear, and you have to be ruthlessly honest with yourself about which one you're doing. Start before you're ready. Launch before it's perfect. Ship the imperfect version and improve it along the way. The people who win are not the ones with the best plan. They're the ones who got started. For seeking validation from others, the fourth obstacle to avoid is the constant need for external validation. If you cannot take a single step without first asking someone else whether it's a good idea, if you need applause before you believe in yourself, you'll always be limited by other people's imagination and courage, not your own. People who need validation are easy to stop. All it takes is one person saying, "I don't know, that sounds risky," or "that's not realistic," and suddenly the dream dies. But here's what you need to understand. Most people are not qualified to judge your vision. They haven't seen what you've seen. They haven't felt what you feel. They're projecting their own fears onto your future. Now, I'm not saying don't listen to anyone. Mentors, coaches, experienced people in your field. Their input is invaluable, but there's a difference between seeking wisdom and seeking permission. Learn to be your own first believer. Build your confidence from the inside out, not from the outside in. 5. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Number 5 is about your environment. Specifically, the people you choose to spend your time with. Jim Rohn famously said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And after years of studying success, I believe this is one of the most accurate observations ever made. The wrong people drain your energy, diminish your ambitions, and normalize mediocrity. They celebrate your failures more than your successes. They laugh at your big dreams. They make you feel comfortable staying small. But the right people who are ambitious, honest, growing, and supportive, they lift you up simply by being around them. Their standards become your standards. Their discipline inspires yours. Their belief in you on days when you don't believe in yourself can make all the difference. Audit your circle. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Sometimes the most courageous decision you'll ever make is choosing to walk away from relationships that are keeping you stuck. 6. Refusing to take responsibility. The sixth thing to avoid is one of the most destructive habits a person can have: blaming others for your circumstances. The economy, your boss, your parents, your past, bad luck, the system. Look, some of these things are real. Life is not fair. Circumstances are not equal. Some people face genuine obstacles that others don't. That is absolutely true. But here's the critical distinction. You may not be responsible for everything that happens to you, but you are responsible for how you respond to it. The moment you give that power away, the moment you decide that your life is a result of what other people have done to you, you have handed over control of your future. And if it's always someone else's fault, then the solution is always in someone else's hands. That is a prison. Successful people take radical responsibility. They ask, what can I do right now with what I have to move forward? Not whose fault is this, but what's my next move? That shift in thinking changes everything.